Coming off another winning day on a nice 10-4 run. Let's talk some more white ball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and that's right. You see a smile on my face, a 4-2 day yesterday, and let me tell you, we were oh so close to that 6-0 sweep, and then a 10-minute span killed both bets. But you know what? We'll take it. 10-4 run, hit our only one unit play as well. We'll go over the recap in just a little bit. But quick reminder, NBA Finals best bets video for the. I have two best bets for the series. I'll have best bets for game one. That will be out Wednesday evening sometime. So just want to remind you as we are about to start the big Thunder and Pacers NBA Finals. So Dinger Tuesday winner. Thank you guys for all the comments. It was awesome to see Dinger Tuesday be brought back. We have a tie with the same player. So you two are the winners. Congrats to at Big Knox 2115 and at Nick Rowan Art. You guys both picked Cedon Rafaela of the Red Sox, and he crushed one. I saw it. It was I believe it was a 3-0 count actually off Kikuchi, and it helped ruin one of my bets on the Kikuchi over. But he absolutely launched it. But either way, congrats to you guys. Reach out to me on X if you can. Discord, I'll try to get back to you if you do a YouTube comment. But that was fun. So thanks for participating. Here we go. Any graphics you know in this video, though, you know they're from Outlier, the best betting research tool on the market today. Click that link below. You get a 7-day free trial. So let's get into it. I got a little MLB fun fact, and it's actually just from this last weekend we had. So the Yankees-Dodgers series over the weekend that just played, that was the first time in baseball history there were 3 former MVPs in each lineup. That's 6. I did the math. That's insane. Anyways, in this video, we're going to recap that nice day yesterday, and then we're going to go over the good and bad hitter matchups, and then we'll give you the pitcher strikeout matchups, and go over the full 15-game pitcher report, and of course, we'll finish it with our best bets and the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. Appreciate all the support. Loving to see seeing all the comments and the likes and everything on the videos. So keep that up. I really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Come join this awesome community. Let's get this baseball journey rolling, and that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. A 4-2 day. The 1 unit play was a winner. Spencer Strider, not really a sweat, to be honest. Under 17.5 outs. He went 5 innings, did not come back out for the 6th. That was a nice winner there. Not sure why that line stayed there. Also, it should have been, I thought it was moving to 16.5 at least. And then under 4 runs, first 5 innings. How about a 0-0 game after 5? I don't know why I didn't put a unit on it. Looking back at it, that was dumb, but still a winner. And then Kikuchi over 16.5 outs. This is that 10-minute span where he went through 5 innings, had 81 pitches. Like, here we go. He's a guy who throws around 100 pitches. He's got 19 pitches to get me 2 outs. He goes walk, and then home run, and then walk, and then he's taken out. Maybe I missed a walk in there also. I mentioned walking, guys, was a worry. Unfortunately, he did it when I only needed 2 outs left, and it was just brutal. So Cleveland team total under 4.5. Cubs team total over 3.5. Don't look now, but we are rolling this year on these alternate team total parlays. That was another nice winner. Again, should have made it 1 unit. Cleveland got 1 run in the 9th to make it 2. Weren't even close. Cubs cashed, I think, in like the 4th inning. So that was a nice winner. Rockies team total over 1.5 first 5. This kind of negates maybe the Kikuchi bad luck, I would say. The Rockies had 0 going to the 5th with 7, 8, 9 hitters up, and they got on base. They got the job done. They got 2 runs across, thanks to a sac fly, and we cash in the top of the 5th. So I'll take some luck there as well. But my goodness, rooting for them is tough. And for all you guys that asked about Sandy Alcantara outs or under outs like we've been cashing, I'm glad I went with the Rockies one instead because he actually went 6 innings. It doesn't mean he's back. It just means he faced the Rockies. Anyways, this is the tough one to take. TJ Friedl over 1.5 HRRs. It dabbled into some HRR market. And Friedl, my goodness, he's been over all the 8 of the last 10. He had 1 hit, and he was standing on third base with 2 outs. Someone just needed to hit him in. We cashed. They didn't. Okay, so we move on to the 7th or 8th inning. I think it was the 7th inning. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. He already has a hit, and he's up to the plate. Give me a sac fly. Give me absolutely anything to get that guy in. He grounds out on the infield in. Nobody scores. That's it. He ends up with 1 HRR. Love the read there. Had multiple chances. Just ended with 1. But either way, that's the recap for Tuesday. We will take a profitable day any day we can. We are now down 0.32 units. So right around even after about 2 months of the MLB season. So that's all I got. Now it's time for the hitter matchups. All right, we got a ton of good hitter matchups for you guys today, and here's just page 1, but it starts with Jonathan India, 8 for 25 with 3 home runs off of Miles and Miles of Mikolas. Castellanos 8 for 21 off Barrios. Yelich 5 for 15, also swinging a hot bat, but going up against Andrew Abbott, who has looked really good, that's for sure. Then Contreras, we'll see if he plays. He may have a day off, we'll see. But then Juan Soto 5 for 14. And then we got Austin Riley, Jose Ramirez, so on and so on. And then on the right side, how about Stephen Kwan, 6 for 10 off of Clark Schmidt, and then Paul Goldschmidt, another Schmidt, 7 for 10 with 2 extra base hits off Luis Ortiz. That's pretty good, guys. That's 700, by the way, in case you're counting. Ronald Acuna, 4 for 10. And then we got Teoscar Hernandez, Josh Bell, 4 for 8 off Matthew Boyd, Corbin Carroll, 3 for 8 off Sale, Corbin just did another bomb today. But Mookie Betts, 3 for 8 with a home run off of Griffin Canning. So that's page 1. Take a screenshot. Let's move over to page 2. And we only got 3 more. That's right. Mickey Moniak, 4 for 7 with 2 bombs off Quantrill. Probably not a guy you're looking to bet. And then Seiya Suzuki, one of the RBI leaders in this league, 3 for 7 off Mackenzie Gore. And then Michael Massey, 3 for 7 off Miles Mikolas. So that's what we got for all the good hitter matchups. Now let's take a look at the bad hitter matchups. And we got 6 of those for you. Matt Chapman, 5 for 28 with 12 Ks off Pavetta. That is not good. Mike Trout, 3 for 17, 7 Ks off Giolito, which is weird to me. You know, Giolito was pretty good back in the day, obviously. And then all the way down the list, Nico Horner, 1 for 11, 2 Ks. We got Matt Olson, 0 for 10 with 2 Ks off of Merrill Kelly. So that's what we got for all the hitter matchups. Now let's talk some strikeouts. We got 2 good pitcher strikeout matchups for you, and we got Matthew Boyd to lead it off, the lefty at the Nationals. Washington's 7th highest K rate versus lefties in the last 3 weeks, 26.4%. Boyd a little more than 1 K per inning. Boyd has 7+ Ks in 4 of his last 5 starts. In fact, 8+ Ks in 3 of his last 4. So he's really turning it up. Lower K rate on the road, though, 22.9% compared to 27.4 at home. So something to take in mind there. Almost the exact same K rate splits for righties and lefties. And then Nick Pivetta at the Giants. Giants, 9th highest K rate versus righties last 3 weeks. Pivetta, 71 Ks and 62.1 innings. After 2 starts where he had with just 5 Ks each, it wasn't great. He now has 7+ Ks in 3 straight starts. He has a lower K rate on the road, around 24% compared to at home, 33.1%. Again, something it's similar to Matthew Boyd, a little lower on the road, but higher K rate versus righties, 30.7% compared to 26.9 lefties. And he just faced the Giants on April 29th, and he had 9 strikeouts in 5.1 innings. So that's what we got for the strikeouts. Now let's take a look at the pitcher report. All right, here are the first 8 matchups of the day. If you're new to the channel, as you can see, we got everything you need to kind of dive into your day with your betting. ERA, expected ERA. We also just added home runs per 9 innings that team players give up. And also all the averages are on the bottom to help you out. But we start with Kyle Freeland versus Cal Quantrill. Freeland giving up 3+ earned runs in 5 of his last 6 starts. He's just good to give up a few runs when he gets out of bed. Cal Quantrill giving up 1 earned run exactly in 3 of last 4 starts. Been pitching a little bit better, surprisingly. Not exactly missing a ton of bats, of course, as you can see by that 16% K rate. And then Hall of the Brewers. He's an opener. I think Quinn Priester is going to back him up and throw the bulk innings. So maybe you look more into Quinn Priester numbers, but here's Hall, nothing big there. Andrew Abbott's been absolutely excellent. I mean, a 1.5 ERA, 28.2% K rate. I believe coming off like a 1-hit game last time. He's just been really good. That's just all there is to it. 5.9 hits per 9 as well. Jose Soriano versus Lucas Giolito. Soriano coming off a 6-inning shutout performance last time out versus the Guardians. And then Giolito, he went 7 innings of shutout baseball versus Baltimore last start. He's up and down. It's weird. He's had 2 amazing starts and 2 absolutely horrendous starts, and that leads to a 5.27 ERA. And then Gusto, not going deep into games and not very gusto. That didn't make sense, but you know what I mean. Burrows, 8.1 innings thrown, not much there. 4 earned runs allowed in both of his starts this year. He's not a very good pitcher. 2 not very good pitchers, to be honest, right there in Pittsburgh. Matthew Boyd versus Mackenzie Gore. Some good lefties here, right around the same exact ERA. Some high strikeout rates, but nobody compares to Gore. Obviously, 36.3% K rate. He has 7+ Ks in 5 straight starts. Just 6 hits allowed in his last 12 innings. Matthew Boyd, though, giving up 2 to 3 earned runs in 7 of his last 9. So he'll give you a quality start pretty much every time out. And then Luis Ortiz, been decent this season. Ks have finally dipped back a little bit lately. Just 8 Ks in his last 11 innings versus the Angels and the Tigers. But then we got Clark Schmidt, been pretty solid, 3.95 ERA. It has some command issues along with Ortiz, both a little over 11% there. And then Mick Abel, that's right. He is one of the prospects, the top prospect for Philly, not the top prospect, but one of them for the Phillies. They're hoping for good things from him. He made his first debut start already, and he had 9 Ks with 0 earned runs allowed in 6 innings versus Pittsburgh. I mean, he was absolutely excellent. Then he got taken back down, and now he is back up facing the Blue Jays in his second ever start. We will see what we get from him here. Obviously, 40.9% K rate just from one game. Jose Barrios, not a guy I'm a big fan of. 4.5 ERA or 4.5 expected ERA. His control is just so. Average K rate, just nothing much there to me. And then Merrill Kelly, who has been really good this season, but in the last 2 starts, giving up 4 earned runs in both of them versus the Nationals and the Cardinals. He's facing Chris Sale. My goodness, is he dealing right now? Giving up 2 or less earned runs in 8 straight starts now. He is going to give the Braves a chance to win, that's for sure. But that's what we got for page 1. Now let's move over to page 2. And we got off his rocker. Kumar Rocker is back. First start since April 23rd. He threw just 53 pitches, though, in his last rehab start. Just keep that in mind. Big time pitch count here. It has not been pretty in 20 innings. 8.1 ERA. If you guys remember, it just everything about it. He is getting hit all over the field. And then Shane Baz, off to that electric start. Now giving up 3+ earned runs in 5 of his last 6. Has not been good. Gibson Long for the Detroit Tigers, coming off Tommy John surgery, then had a hit problem. It's been a while. He did have a 2.2 ERA, 0.98 WHIP, and 16 Ks in 16.1 innings in his rehab starts. That's right. You're getting detailed information right here. And then Sean Burke, who it looks like he's going to take them out for the White Sox. He's given up 2 or less earned runs in 5 of 6 starts. So, I mean, he's been pretty solid. Noah Cameron, you guys know we've cashed his over-outs prop. He's, I think, second pitcher in MLB history to go 6.1 innings or more in his first major league starts, as we talked about last time as well. Going up against Miles Mikolas, who, you know, has pitched better this year. I tailed him his last start, and he didn't look that great, to be honest with you, but he's still okay. Doesn't miss many bats, though. And then Cade Povich versus Emerson Hancock. Povich coming off a weird start where he gave up 8 hits, 5 earned runs, not great, but still struck out 9 guys in St. Louis against St. Louis. And then Hancock, even though he's not missing bats, he's doing okay, actually. I'm kind of surprised. Lately, decent last few starts, giving up 6 total earned runs in 16 innings. Yeah, nothing special to me yet. I'm still looking to hopefully get more from him, but I don't like his swing and miss stuff. And then Nick Pivetta recovered well from a 6 earned run start with back-to-back 6-inning, 1 earned run games. He's been a stud this year. Kyle Harrison gave up 2 earned runs, 5 hits, and 4 innings in his first start of the year. He was just kind of a bullpen guy before that. And then Zebby Matthews has flashed some good case stuff, but given up 16 hits and 14 innings so far this year. And then Griffin Canning and Gonsolin. Canning, who's been solid, we've talked about, due for some negative regression. We're starting to see it just a little bit here in the last couple starts. Not a great 10.5% walk rate as well. Going up against Tony Gonsolin. I know it's only 31 innings, but how about 2.32 home runs per 9 innings? He has given up 8 home runs in those 31 innings so far. It has not been pretty. So that's what we got for all 15 games and all the research help. And now it's time for those best bets. This first one takes us out to the Bay Area where the Giants host the San Diego Fathers. Padres moneyline -115, Giants moneyline -105. Total is 7 runs. I'm going with the player prop. It's a K's one. Give me Nick Pivetta over 5.5 Ks, -120 on FanDuel. Half unit play for me here. I mean, this is straight from the pitcher strikeout matchups. And for those that fast forward to the end every time, that's a segment I do earlier in the video. But lots of details in there. But here's a summary. Nick Pivetta this season over this line in 7 of 11 games, averaging about 6.5 Ks per game. Now, his 4 unders that he had in Coors Field, which if you look at his history, he's absolutely awful in Coors Field. At the Yankees, tough matchup. Still think he had 4 or 5 there. At the Cubs, a very low strikeout team. And then versus the Braves, it was his first start of the year. Just didn't quite have it. Had 4 or 5 Ks still, but he has 7+ Ks now, like we mentioned, in 3 straight. And then some other numbers, has around a 13% swinging strike rate, 85th percentile for K rate, 63rd percentile for whiff rate. Not getting a ton of chase like you like to see, 34th percentile, but still solid numbers all around. And he's facing the Giants. Like I mentioned earlier, 9th highest K rate last 3 weeks versus righties. Pivetta just faced them earlier this year. Like I said, 5.1 innings, 9 strikeouts. Some recent righties versus San Fran. Kolek, who sucks badly, really does, had 3 Ks. Edward Cabrera, he has a 24% K rate this year. He had 5 Ks. Still not like what we see here from Nick Pivetta. Cal Quantrill, how about 7 strikeouts? He's a 16.4% K rate guy. He had 7 strikeouts. Jackson Jobe, 4 Ks in 4.2 innings, not a high strikeout guy. And then Jack Flaherty, someone who's finally similar to Nick Pivetta, and he had 8 strikeouts versus the Giants. So those are just the last 5 righties to face him. Like I said, Cabrera and Flaherty are the only above average K rates there. Flaherty has a similar K rate, but Pivetta just had 9, like I mentioned. All I need is 6 Ks. He doesn't even have to pitch like he did last time. I think this line should be 6.5. I think this 5.5 is going to eventually be pretty juiced. So give me Pivetta over 5.5 Ks as my first best bet. This second one takes us out to the ATL where the Braves host the Arizona Diamondbacks. Braves on the money line are minus 175. D-backs money line plus 144, plus 145. Sorry, total of 8 runs. I got another case prop, but we're going under. These are always scary. Give me Chris Sale under 6.5 strikeouts. Got this at plus 104 on FanDuel. It's a half unit play for me here. Yes, under K's, Chris Sale. The whole sentence just doesn't sound good, but let's talk through this one now. Mr. Sale, he's only under this line in 4 of 12 games. So if you're a hit rate better, you do not like this, close your ears. That's for sure. The 4 unders were against very low strikeout teams, though. The Dodgers, the Phillies, and this same D-backs team already, and the Padres. All 4 are in the top 8 hardest teams to strike out for lefties since May 1st. So there is a theme here. This means he obviously goes under when he faces these tough teams. The matchup here with the D-backs, there's no harder team to strike out versus for a lefty than Arizona. Since May 1st, they have a ridiculous 18% K rate versus lefties. That is number 1 in the league. Last 3 weeks, 15.5%. Obviously, number 1 in the league there. They're also a top 10 offense versus lefties, which really helps. And in Sale's earlier meeting versus Arizona this season, he only had 4 strikeouts. One of the reasons the D-backs got to him. He threw 104 pitches in just 5 innings. So they obviously see him. They obviously can put bat on ball, work some counts, get foul balls, whatever it takes. Getting that pitch count up really does help as well. He only went through 5 innings, like I mentioned. He had just a 10.6% swinging strike rate that game. It's his second lowest of any start this season as well. So obviously, you like to see that they've already proven they can stay under this line. And then lefties versus Arizona, this is wild to me. They have faced 17 lefty starters this season. Guess how many have gone over this line? One single lefty. 16 of 17 are under. The only over was Robbie Ray. Some of those unders include guys that can miss some bats. Matthew Liberatore, Jesus Luzardo, Chris Sale himself with only 4, Carlos Rodon, a big strikeout guy, Matthew Boyd, Shota Imanaga. This team is just ridiculously tough to strike out. With Arizona proving they can get to them, and they can also, like I said, 4 strikeouts, a low swinging strike rate. I think this number is too high based on all the other teams and matchups and what's happened in his other starts. Again, like I said, when he faces these top 10 hardest teams to strike out, he usually stays under this line. So give me Chris Sale under 6.5 Ks as my second best bet. All right, it's time for a heat check. We have been on an absolute roll with these alternate team total parlays, and I got one half unit play minus 114 on DraftKings. Give me the Phillies team total over 2.5 and the Brewers team total under 5.5. And you got, like I said, minus 114. Let's talk Phillies team total over 2.5. This real line is 4.5. So obviously we are taking it way down. Couple runs, just need 3. They're over this 2.5 line. It's in 73% of games this year, 72% of road games. They just scored 8 runs in this first game in Toronto. The last month versus righties, 11th best WRC plus, 8th best batting average, 10th highest slugging, 8th lowest K rate. It's a top 10 offense versus righties. No surprise there. We've seen that over and over with this lineup. Last 10 games, they're over this in 7 of 10 games versus righty starters, averaging just around 5 runs per game. And they have 4 games of actual 7+ runs. This team, when they score, they can score in bunches and get this done quick. They're facing Jose Barrios. He's good for a few runs himself. I like fading him here, coming off his best start of the year. Yes, he went 6 innings, gave up 2 hits and 0 earned runs versus this pathetic A's offense. I don't know what happened to them, but they have been brutal. Jose Barrios had given up 2+ earned runs in 9 of 11 starts prior to that last start. So if he leaves the game and he gives up 2, guess what? That's a pretty good start for him. And we still only just need 1 run, obviously. Yes, I did the math for you. He has pretty even splits versus righties and lefties, little over 4 xFIP versus both. So it's not like I expect just lefties to get to him or anything. I think anybody in this lineup can get to him, to be honest with you. Blue Jays bullpen, not very good. We saw the Phillies just hammer them on Tuesday. 3 runs is not asking much from this Phillies offense. Second one. I've been adding an under alt line lately, and I like this one. Brewers team total under 5.5. This original line is 4.5, just moving it up 1. But they are facing Andrew Abbott. If you do not know much about Andrew Abbott, he has been absolutely dominant this year. It's insane. This season, 1.51 ERA, 1.03 WHIP, 28.2% K rate. He has given up 4 or less hits in 7 of his 9 starts. He just doesn't give up hits. And also, his last 2 starts were against the same team. Already a difficult task right there. How about that same team being the Cubs? That is brutal. And guess what he did? He pitched a total of 12.2 innings, gave up a total of 7 hits, and a total of 1 earned run. So incredibly impressive. More numbers: 95th percentile hard hit rate, 91st percentile in expected batting average, 78th in average exit velocity. He's flat out not giving up hits. He's not giving up hard contact. He has been excellent. Now we talk about the Brewers offense. Versus lefties, if you look at it in the last 3 weeks, this is why I always say you want to kind of dig deeper. But they're a top 10 WRC plus. But again, first of all, I don't expect Contreras to play in the lineup. This is a getaway early day game. Again, day games could get weird, so we'll see what Abbott does. But I would expect him not to be in the lineup. That's a huge piece here, a lefty killer that they have. But numbers are a little skewed because they had one game where they scored 12 runs. It was against Luzardo. Is that impressive? Absolutely. Great game there. But you know what? It was just one of those games. There's great weather, hitting conditions. Luzardo was off, and they had a good game hitting. Other than Luzardo, Suarez gave up 1 earned run. Crochet gave up 2 earned runs. Bailey faltered 2 earned runs. Logan Allen absolutely shut them out. I think it was all 6 innings. Framber Valdez gave up 1 earned run. So this tells me their overall numbers are not as good as they say. They have only gotten to 1 of the last 5 lefties they have faced. I expect Abbott to go 6 to 7 innings here. Leaves, hopefully only 2 to 3 innings of a Reds bullpen that, can be a little hit and miss. But I think they get the job done. Again, this is under 5.5. Getting 6 runs in a game with Abbott on the mound is going to be very tough. So give me the Phillies team total over 2.5 and the Brewers team total under 5.5. That is my third and final best bet on the video. Again, some of these games start early, so be sure to get your bets in, but check the pinned comments below for any added plays. Thanks for watching. Before we get out of here, let's check out that recap. All right, there it is. My 3 best bets so far. Nick Pivetta over 5.5 Ks for a half unit. Chris Sale under 6.5 Ks. And the Phillies team total over 2.5. Brewers team total under 5.5 for a half unit. Let's stay hot with those alternate team total parlays. Again, I'll probably be adding at least 1, maybe 2 more plays, maybe 3 more. We'll see in the morning. So be sure to check the pinned comments. They're on X and also Discord. But thanks again for watching. Really appreciate the support. Hope you guys all have a great Wednesday. Enjoy some day baseball. And we'll talk to you soon.